Hello, hello. Welcome to Ram and Goat Astrology. I'm Laura Lee.
And I am Helena. Welcome.
Welcome. We are at the precipice here. Uranus is about to emerge into Gemini. We're going to chat about that today. And right before, I think this is so interesting because, like, the moment before Uranus moves into Gemini, Venus comes conjunct with him. So it's like Venus catches up and they have this, like, mwah, this kiss goodbye to Taurus. And then they both step foot into Gemini together. And I just find that an interesting combo. And then we just had Mercury,
Yeah,
Mercury,
that's very
Mars, and Saturn
interesting.
all met up together at 8 degrees Aries and like mwah, gave
Yeah.
a kiss, and now they've started to separate. It's just
Uh, but
interesting.
we have to talk about this Aries
Yeah, we do.
stuff.
There's some stuff
That
going
is,
on.
we are still very Aries heavy. Let me see, is this correct? Right now, of this moment, 22nd of April, we do have Mercury, Mars, Saturn. Oh, only three planets.
And
And
Chiron.
Chiron
Yep.
in Aries.
No, and
Oh man,
Neptune.
I feel like so much more.
Neptune too. Neptune
Oh,
at
and Neptune.
yep, 2 degrees and 59
What about
minutes.
Neptune?
Saturn's
Okay, so
at
one,
8.
two,
Mars is at 10. Mercury's at 11. Chiron's at 27. And our good friend, the sun, just moved into Taurus. So he's at 2 degrees Taurus.
yeah. Yeah, so you'll be listening to this after um what day is it on Monday? The 25th,
No,
26th
Saturday.
maybe, perhaps?
Saturday. This is happening on my son's 17th birthday. I'm excited, sort of, I think. I don't know.
Wait, what's happening?
This
I'm
Uranus,
confused.
Uranus moving into Gemini.
Oh no, I was talking about Aries still. Or my head was in
Oh,
Aries.
well, look at us all over the place.
Yeah, no, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This day
It's just
has
all over.
been so chaotic,
Yeah.
and that's why I felt like we need to talk about this. But the thing is, people won't hear this until like after 5 days after it happened. But anyway, then you can look back to the week before and be like, oh, that's why I had a crazy week. Like, yeah, speaking on the 22nd of April, when we just named the planets that are currently in Aries. Oof, and you can definitely feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Mars and Mercury is conjunct today, actually. And I feel like my mind, that's probably why I personally, I feel like my mind is spinning very, very fast.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not so sure if I'm making, actually, some good things are coming out of it. Some things that make sense are coming out of my brain, actually, right now. Uh, but there's also a lot of background noise.
Yes.
Like there is a lot of noise, and there's some things I'm like, oh, that thing I learned now. Okay, great. I thought of that. Like that thing makes sense. I'm seeing this happening, and I'm seeing that. But at the same time, it's super busy also behind that.
Yes.
If you understand what I
I
mean.
do. I do. It feels for me in the northern hemisphere here on a farm. The spring energy is just starting. The season, it's literally just starting to warm up for the first time after lots of rains, a late blizzard. So things are just starting to green. And I am now recognizing I have created a yard, and we have 35 acres. So it's a really big chunk of land. And then I get to kind of play around on it with whatever I want to do. And for the last 14 years, I've been just planting things because it's fun.
Mm.
And now I've gotten to a point where I realize I've created a yard where it's like I need a full-time professional landscaper here to just manage this. So for
Yeah.
me, the way the background noise shows up is like uh the nature is growing faster than I have time to get to it. And I'm seeing, like,
Hmm.
I just took a walk right before we did our podcast. I was literally eating lunch and taking a little walk outside, observing my garden beds and my pollinator beds and what I still have to weed from winter and clean up from winter. And I got to get the mulch, and there's like this, I got to do to-do list that was
Yeah.
dormant all winter because you just don't do that crap
Hmm.
outside, right? When you don't worry about it. And then suddenly when it's now warm and spring and green, it now this list, which is huge, suddenly gets real active, and that kind of chattiness in my head is like,
Mm.
it's almost like I can hear the grass talking to me or the weeds talking to me, like, hey, I'm growing.
But
Hey,
do
come and
you
get me.
feel like, I mean, nature and astrology moves together, but do you feel like it's more like this happens every year, or do you feel like this year is more crazy? Because I feel like since the new moon in Aries, which was Friday, uh
Yeah.
the now what was it? 18th, 17th,
Yep.
April 17th, that kick-started a lot of shit. Like
Yes.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like not crazy, but sort of crazy,
Yeah. Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. I
So
do.
this is like very, do you feel like yeah, so back to my question, like do you feel like this energy you're talking about is more like every year you go into this mode, or do you feel like no, it's
It's
this
heavier
time?
this year. Oh, Saturn involved,
Yeah.
it's way heavier, and then Neptune involved too. It's more confusing, right? It's more nebulous. So for us, it's showing up in such a legit way where we are tearing down our house. So
Mm.
like in the meantime of like trying to live my life and manage my children, and my son just got a job, and my husband's working part-time at the restaurant here, and we're doing the disc golf course, and we're doing the gardens, and oh yeah, by the way, everyone pack your shit because we're moving out to grandma and grandpa's house, and we're tearing our house down. So there's like
Yeah.
this background like extra, and then
Mm.
the emotions that come with the processing of all of it. So it is heavier. Like there's the regular in addition
Yeah.
to this big stuff. And I mean, you got big stuff
Yeah.
coming. You've got a
I
baby
do have
about.
big stuff coming. Yeah, and my bed is so big now. Like I have 8 weeks to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so not only do we have then like 5 or 6 placements still in, no, five in Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Like that it's very Aries heavy. There's a lot of Aries energy, and Aries is, yeah, a lot of like forward momentum and just like things happening fast, and like an energy that just wants to, like, it can be a little aggressive sometimes. It just wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? Aries just wants to do stuff. But then there's also Saturn's there, so it's like whatever you're doing, it's gonna have consequences.
And you better be thinking long term.
Yeah.
You
So
better
you
be
better set the
disciplined
foundation,
and mature
a good foundation.
and
Hmm.
follow the rules, whatever the rules are. But we don't know because the rules that they're made up and the points don't matter. So, but follow the rules.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But Saturn, and it's so much about like karma as well. Like I feel like for me, I'm just looking at it, what's been happening privately for me. I can see how Saturn is sort of reminding me um of my like life lessons
Uh huh.
and what I am doing here on this planet.
Yeah.
And and when Saturn was conjunct with Mars, I think like that fired up a lot. And after that, I saw like how I want to do things differently, how it's not really
Mm.
working the same way I've been doing, like the things that I've been doing wrongly, but they have I've been able to do it so far, even though they haven't been good for me. And now I'm like, huh, no, that thing I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I love it
Yeah.
too because this is going through your first house. So this is me and my needs, and it's Aries, and it's like my body, and your body isn't yours anymore. And Saturn is
Yeah.
like letting you know that, like, no, here's the karmic shit you get to deal with is Aries is mine and Saturn is restriction. Like it's not just
Yeah.
yours anymore. It's now this little person's too. And
Yeah.
it's going to be another couple years after birth and nursing and everything before you start to go, okay, this is, I think mine. I think
Mm.
maybe it's mine again. and
Yeah.
and it's interesting because you have had 37, you're 37,
I am.
37 years of me
Hmm.
in my body. And now Saturn is like, is no more. Nope. Now it's
Yeah.
restriction of that kind of that freedom of expression
Yeah.
because you're not able to with pregnancy. So it's just interesting how it shows up in other
Mm.
people's charts in different ways.
It is, it is. But I would, yeah, I would really encourage everyone to take a look at where you have Aries in your chart, where is Saturn right now in your chart?
Yeah.
What's being hit? Because things are being hit.
Yeah.
And it's just good to know because things are very fast, and I feel like I can just speak for myself, but I think it's very collective. Like there's a sort of pressure and stress. Like there's a like we're reaching this it's like something has been turned up a couple of notches, and it feels like the volume is a little bit higher, and the or like the heat
Hmm.
is hotter. Like you turn up the heat on the stove, and now it's bubbling more.
Yep.
Um, it feels a little bit stressed and pressed.
This might
So
be manifesting in headaches or migraines. I know for
yeah,
me, Saturn is on my sun sign, and I'm having some bone and teeth stuff going on. And I was like, I gotta get to the
yeah,
dentist, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the dentist, and
yeah,
I just keep having this conversation with myself back and forth. But it shows up very, very in your face like that sometimes, like
yeah.
heat in the bones. Like it's a
Heat
Saturn
in
and
the
Aries. Yeah,
bones.
it's a very Saturn and Aries thing, especially on who I am. And I'm an Aries sun sign, which rules the head. Of course, I would
Mm,
have heat in my bones in my face. Of course. Like,
yeah,
duh. It's, it just makes sense. So when you look at it like that, sometimes it's so stupidly legit and it shows up
yeah,
so factual. So factual sometimes.
absolutely.
And then sometimes it's super abstract, right? And with our friend Uranus moving into Gemini, this is going to get weird. Like we're going to have some really weird shit changing, and AI and abstract and
Mm,
concepts that were a thing and they're not a thing, and just the yin yang shift of Gemini, telling us one thing, but really it means this, or lying to us about
mm,
this, but the truth is this. And you're going to see a lot of governmental exposure of what they said, but what they really meant. And I mean, it's happening already with these. I don't know if you've seen this, there's tons of websites being, um, I guess, recognized in
yeah.
specifically in the US, and it's for men to go to learn how to drug and assault their wives and get away with it and record it and
Mm,
all of this stuff. Like it's
mm,
really really bad. And it's
mm,
had over like 60 million users or hits or something like that, visits to this website. And women are starting to really wake up and be like,
mm,
what is going on? So now there's another website called
mm.
namehim.io or something, where women are
Yeah.
naming like their assaulter and their last known city, and you can just list the people on there. And I'm like, this is such a Pluto and Aquarius and Uranus and Gemini thing to do. Like this is like shocking information showing up and shocking
Yeah.
stuff and shocking this, and it's
Yeah.
starting to feel that zappy energy is coming. It's happening.
Mm.
And
And of course that can also be used in the wrong way. Like people's names can end up there uh that actually didn't do these
of
things.
course.
And because it's not being, I guess it's not being like fact checked.
No, of course.
Because how can it be? Because this is just things that people say that this happened to me.
Yeah.
Um, so this can be used. I mean, it sounds great to have that, but it also I can see how it will be used to try and hurt people
You bet.
as well.
You bet.
As well. Yeah.
I think we're going to
But
see a huge shift with that, with people like using their words to. I always think of Uranus as this planet of like the taser. Bzz.
yeah. Yeah.
People are going to use their words to try and taser each other, right?
Uh-huh.
Like especially in early
Oh,
degree Gemini, right? As it works its way
yeah.
through and we start to learn how to use that Gemini energy better and more maturely. But I think these first couple of years, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, absolutely, because uh, I think this we're stepping into time where even more so we won't know what's real and not real because AI is everywhere, and I can just see how
Yeah.
people are more and more confused, thinking they're watching something that's real, and it's um actually AI, and people are using it for everything and creating a lot of content with AI. And yeah, it's really hard to know what's real and what's not. Like I could sit here and speak to you, and you could be completely made up from AI. Like maybe this is not you.
Right?
Maybe in a year I would be like, oh, hang on. Oh, now I'm realizing, oh, this is AI Loreley.
Isn't that? Oh, that's
And you're like,
so,
oh yeah, I'm
so
stepping
trippy.
in. I'm stepping in because yeah,
Yeah.
the real
Yeah.
Loreley is away doing something else, and she didn't have time for the podcast. And maybe I wouldn't like. Maybe you can, maybe you wouldn't tell me because you're like, oh, but I wanna.
That's
Why,
trippy.
you, yeah, like that. That's gonna
Trippy.
be a thing for sure.
I,
That's
I,
gonna be a thing.
I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it. We already have a lot of images and video where you have to really, really, really watch it a couple times for your
Yeah.
eyes to be able to catch the
And yeah, and usually you see like you just notice that there's something is off.
something's
Maybe you don't
off.
see what.
Yep.
Yeah, you just see something is off,
But
and
that
that's it.
something off is going to get better and better and better. It's going to get better
Oh my
quality. And
goodness.
yeah,
Yeah, just every single day gets better.
yeah. So
But
interesting.
so what's coming up now on the 23rd, that's tomorrow, Venus in Taurus is conjunct to Uranus in Taurus.
Yep.
And then later that day, Venus is entering Gemini. And then 2 days after, Uranus enters Gemini as well.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
And that day on the 25th, our friend Pallas Athena, she is our asteroid friend. She's moving into Aries that same day. So she will be
Hmm.
sextile to Uranus in Gemini. So Pallas is I like to think of her, I bring her into readings a lot because I like to think of her as the feminine wisdom between Mars's charge forward without thinking and Mercury's thinking and not taking action. Pallas
Mm,
is like this feminine, happy medium between the two, where she
mm.
uses battle strategy and wisdom and knows when to go forward and sacrifice her troops or, when to save her people and her energy. And she just has
Yeah.
this like wisdom to her between the logic and the action. And I really appreciate this feminine beauty and what she is known for taking action at the right time. And now she's moving into Aries, which I think this is a big deal because we've got now strategic planning. We've got
Mm.
strategic energy. And then our that's the same day as our authenticity and revolution and rebellion energy moves into Gemini. And this is whew, this is fire and air, you guys. I was born with this. I've
Hmm.
been working this for 44 years. You guys might not have this. So, Gemini and Aries can be a lot. And then we've got, of course, our friend Pluto, Aquarius going on too. So, this is a lot of vibes going with activity and mental activity and intellectual ideas and taking action. And there's just,
Yeah.
this is so
Yeah.
busy.
So this little conversation between Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune that's been going on for a while. They've been doing this dance
Yep.
back and forth, creating this like two sextiles and a trine for
Yep.
a while. It's gonna keep
They're going to
you know
continue now.
keeping up, yeah, keeping active. But now it's, yeah, Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, and Uranus in Gemini. So it's changing signs and changing elements. And what do we think about that last kiss of Venus from Venus?
Mwah.
Like as the last thing of Uranus in Gemini? Or is Uranus going back, retrograding back into Gemini?
I don't believe so, but don't quote me on that. I will have to go look at the ephemeris and check. I don't think he's going back, but I will check. So my take on this Neptune, or I mean this Venus conjunct Uranus, I love it because Venus's ruler is Taurus, and so she's in her ruling sign, and she's at the tail end, which is this anaretic degree, this mature degree, this really, really wisdom filled degree. And so
Mm,
she's got this really, really brilliant understanding at this degree of what values self reliance, wealth, our material possessions, all the things Venus represents, the things we love, the things we spend money on, the things how we bring in money, just our pleasures. I think Venus at this degree, touching and talking to Uranus before they just move on into Gemini, is this like,
Mm.
hey, really value what you have built and who you've become since 2018.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
2018 is when Uranus went into Taurus, and that's when stuff started to really shift and shake us up foundationally.
Mm.
So foundationally, what have you changed in your life since then? Who have you
Yeah.
become? And really take a moment to value this.
Yeah, and a reminder maybe to, if you have you have realized a lot of things from
Yeah.
Uranus's journey in Taurus, and you've changed your values, and you changed what you think is important around um where you spend your time and money, and where you put your energy.
Yeah.
Um but then maybe, right now at this moment, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things in the world. We're being very distracted,
Yep.
and Venus is just coming back to say, like you said, like, look at what has changed,
Yeah.
and don't forget don't forget these new things that have come to you, these
Yep.
new gifts and insights. Don't forget.
2018 was one of, I would say, if I look back to 2018, I would say that as of right now, that is probably the worst year of my life on
Mm,
so many levels.
yeah.
And just to like just give a brief share of like what happened when I look back at 2018, um I had two situations of infidelity in my marriage, and we both became felons that year. We both got slapped with felonies
Wow. Yeah.
this in the same year, same. And it was like, talk about shaking up your foundation.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
I don't even know how to
And
just,
safety.
and
And
safety and
safety. Yeah, yeah.
stability. And in 2017 we had a festival on our land, a big festival, and we lost. It was a great festival, but financially we lost $3,000
Mm.
on the back end, and we didn't have that to pay. So we lost $3,000. We got 3 months behind in our mortgage, and that's how we entered 2018.
Wow.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks, Uranus and Taurus. That was fun. So, like, this Venus Uranus conjunction at the 29th degree of Taurus, to me, is, and we're at the point now where we're financially stable. We've got our bills paid. We are tearing down our house and using our home equity credit to build a new home. Like, our marriage is solid. Our like what the we've had two more kids. Like,
Mm.
everything has shifted since everything. But we had to build a whole new foundation. We had to build a whole new everything,
Yeah.
financially, maritally, and now we're building a new one physically. And it's just so interesting to like look at these last couple of years. And I hope all of you take a moment just to look at who you've become from 2018 to
Mm.
now, and take, as Uranus opens up into Gemini, take a new perspective. That's what Gemini is all
Yeah.
about. With my Gemini
Yeah.
rising, I'm a really good astrologer because I'm here to give people new perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job,
So,
and I love this energy.
what do you think about if that happens conjunct someone's Jupiter 0 degrees Gemini second house?
All right, so Jupiter is expansion, and
Asking for a friend.
it's and it's also learning and wisdom. Jupiter is known as the guru, right?
Mm.
The learned one. And the only way to become the guru is to have experience. So it's going to be big, abundant experience. Hello.
Hello,
and
hello.
and remember that Jupiter can get really obnoxious
Oh yeah.
because it's kind of like, all right, this is fun. Can we give it back now? Can we put it away now? Can we be done now? No, I have to keep doing this, right? That's how it's gonna feel. That
Yeah,
does that make sense for the friend?
well, my friend is considering buying a lot of things for the house at the moment as well. So I'm just
Uh-huh.
like, what I was thinking is like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna spend a lot of money, like poof.
Yeah.
things like a lot Jupiter and
Yep.
money because
Like
it's the
it's
second
almost
house.
obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like because Jupiter and Venus is involved, they will be good things.
Abundant.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it will be
Absolutely.
well spent money.
Yeah. I think it'd be just learning how to, really appreciate the experience of the bigness of the
Yeah,
time that you're in, right?
yeah.
It's a big time. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's value in that, and there's learning to value things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn to value my house and where it's at and the state of where it's at. And I know it's real
Mm-hmm.
chaotic, but in my mind, I'm like, well, yeah, it's chaotic. And we've got these bins organized and labeled. They're here. We've got the shoes done, the boots are done, the coats are done, the hats are done. Look at like, yes, it is chaotic and there is a system and it is organized. And I'm going to take time to value and appreciate the chaos. There's Venus and
Yeah.
Uranus right there at that 29th degree Taurus. Value that chaos.
All right.
That's my advice for everybody. But I did look back. Okay, so I checked the ephemeris just so
Yeah.
everyone knows Uranus will not go back into Taurus anymore.
What?
He goes
We're done.
he goes retrograde to 1 degree and 41 minutes in February next year, and he turns direct February 9th next year. So he will not go back to 0 degrees or beyond.
And for those who don't understand why I gasped, it's because Uranus takes uh we never really know exactly with the
About
years. It doesn't really
86
stuck.
ish.
I was gonna say 88, so I guess between 86 and 88 years to go around the zodiac. So very, very likely, unless we live to be a couple of hundred years in the future, we're not gonna experience Uranus in Taurus again
Nope.
in our life
Bye.
in this lifetime. Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye, Uranus and
Um,
Taurus.
yeah, it's really the end of an era.
Not see you next time.
Yeah, no, probably
Nope.
not. Not this time around.
No. No.
So that's a pretty big deal when you think
It
about
is
it.
a
It's
big deal.
like every time a slow-moving planet changes signs, like yeah, Uranus,
Neptune just
Neptune, or
moved into
Pluto.
Aries. Pluto just moved into Aquarius. And now Uranus is moving into Gemini.
Yeah.
We won't see these again. This is
No.
why astrologers keep coming on your reels and on your news feed going, we're living in a once in a lifetime thing. And people are like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's just a lot of big players changing their signs in
And
a
it's
very short
showing
amount of
up
time.
governmentally. That's how it shows up with these outer planets. Yes, they affect us personally. Of course they do. But they affect the globe
Mm.
globally, right? And you can see
Yeah.
it. You can see the government's changing power. China is definitely stepping up in the game playing department.
Mm.
US is definitely losing badly in the game playing department. I don't know
Mm.
what the hell is going on with Iran and Israel. Don't ask me shit. I don't know. I just know it's not good. So
Mm-hmm.
we've still got crap going on with Ukraine and Russia. We've got, I'm sure something's still happening in Syria. I don't know. Like
Mm.
the world is shifting. There's a lot of
The,
shifting.
absolutely. It's like yeah, it's we're stepping into a new world with every planet changing sign.
Yeah.
And here we go. Soon Uranus is changing sign
Mm-hmm.
to Gemini from Taurus. Um, yeah, we can only expect change. We can only expect that things will not are not going to be the same.
If
What things?
anybody is listening who is not open to change, you need to
Mm,
go to therapy now or go get help now because this is we are in a world that will not look the same 3 years from now, 8 years from now, and specifically when Pluto moves into Pisces 22 years from now.
mm.
This will
And
not.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's what the kiss from Venus is about as well. When Venus and Uranus are still in Taurus, it's like remember your values, stick to your values, and then off goes Uranus into Gemini, like, wow! It's like, okay, great, go into there, everything's gonna change, but just bring with you the things that you have realized during the past couple of years. Like maybe you're one of those who actually think like, I think it's time for me to start growing my own food because obviously
Hmm.
we can't not really trust the
Anything. The
big
anything.
food anymore. It's
We can't
you know
trust
now
anybody.
no. Like so maybe that's something that you need to, you value that, so go and do it.
And
Uh,
Uranus looks like community too. It's
yeah,
the planet that I look to for how we get involved with, clubs or social circles and things like that, and
yeah,
the bigger impactful things,
yeah,
the ideas beyond us, right? And there are so many clubs and organizations doing so many cool things. And if you need
absolutely.
to find them, go on the Tiki and just search anything. I mean, there is people
Yeah.
turning textiles into bricks, insulation bricks. There's people taking old shoes and turning them into playground rubber equipment. It is
Mm. Yeah.
unbelievable what people are doing for cleaning up plastics and reusing stuff and repurposing. Get involved, join, get a new
Yeah.
perspective on things. That's what Gemini is all about. Learn something different other than what you've looked at from before. Learn through a new lens. Look this way
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely. And I also want to add, I don't know if this has something to do with Uranus and Gemini. I feel like it does, and the Venus-Uranus conjunction. Um, so everyone's like plastered to their screens, their face
Yes,
to screens nowadays. And I am as well, but actually less now because I deleted Instagram and I don't have TikTok. So
that's
well done.
funny.
I
I
haven't had
deleted
Instagram for
Facebook.
48. Oh, you did?
Interesting. I did.
Ah, no, it's just no, spending way too much time there
Yep.
and not really doing anything. And this is the brain rot. Like, oh, yeah, maybe we'll see like one or two recipes that we really like, and we're like, save that for later. That was good stuff. But the rest is not. And this
Right.
is how like your attention is currency.
Yes.
So really think about all the power that you hold with your attention. Where
You
do you
bet.
want, yeah, and where do you want your like where do you want your attention to go? Because it's your currency. People are getting paid shitloads because you watch someone fall over,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's such a huge
And
distraction as
then and
well.
then you get sucked into this story or this whatever, and then there's an ad. Or then they don't even finish it. And it's like, oh, part two is over here, and you have to go find it. And there's a lot of like, I don't know, underhanded, sneaky shit to keep your attention and keep your attention.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and
And
that
it's
shit
the
drives me nuts.
dopamine, yeah, and the dopamine hits, and then you watch something sad, and you want to cry, and then you watch something horrible,
Right. Then there's a
and then you
murder
watch
right
something
after
funny
that.
again.
Yeah, I
No,
I know.
it's it's
I can't.
oh my goodness,
No.
no. So
Limits on the screens is going to be a big thing.
yeah,
Yeah. I agree.
think about where you're putting your energy and time because your attention is currency, and people are making money from this. So let's remember that going into
I
Gemini
love
with
that.
Uranus.
I love
Yeah.
that. Mm, what a great way to end. Thank you everyone for
Yeah.
listening.
Thank
Tune
you. See you next
Yeah,
week.
tune in next time. See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us this week. Be sure to like and support the show by sharing with a friend or joining us on Patreon. And you can buy us a tea or coffee and financially support us. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated.